all time matters. Right. You would think, but how often have you sat back and really thought about that? Are people putting you on their calendar? Are they taking your time? How do you know when someone's doing that? I like to automate things. I use technology and I like software and AI. I like to put systems together that take tasks off my plate. I'm going to remove all the things that aren't really enjoyable for me. And basically, I'm going to remove all the things that are an energy drain. And yeah, sometimes that means people. I will avoid those people who are still on the journey towards learning how important time really is. God gave me free will. He gave you free will as well. If you want to take it, spend the time however you want. So I believe in being a good steward of that time. What does that look like? Well, do you see other people benefiting from the systems I'm putting together? Am I able to give more people time just by helping them with technology that they have no clue how to use? Think about it. When you're reading through your emails and people are asking you a question in this email as a reply to the email before that, which was the answer to the question that they're asking. I mean, how valuable is your time? Some people don't get it. They don't understand that your time is valuable and they're careless with how they spend it. If you believe you have enough value to bring to the world, you could use that time to benefit other people like we do over here at Joppatown Grow. The community garden my wife and I started a few years back at a local church, and it's now in God's hands. It's getting bigger than us. So awesome. That was kind of like the plan, really his plan, but you get the point. If somebody is creating a system and expecting you to follow it, but that system adds 6 or 7 extra manual administrative tasks to your to-do list, unless you love doing administrative tasks just to be doing them for no reason, eliminate them. Why are you doing it? Why do you agree to it? Oh, it's what the boss said. The boss doesn't know. They don't value your time, right? If that's the case, or maybe it's your neighbor or your friend. What are the things that are taking up your time that you don't want to see taking from you anymore? I just read in the neighborhood, unfortunately, somebody had 2 kids, I guess, broke in. They said 2 teenage kids, 2 people broke into their house last night. If your time was that house, you just leave that door wide open and say, come on in and get whatever you want. That's what a lot of you do. It just became the fat wallet in your pocket, like George on Seinfeld, one of my favorites. It just kind of disappears. You don't feel the pain anymore because you're used to it. And some of you, maybe you don't know what to do with extra time. So wasting time is fine. Or maybe you don't see the end game that I see. And maybe your vision needs to expand. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. All I know is the systems I'm creating are to get my time back so that it can be spent wisely, invested into building my skills, building the business, whatever helps the most people. Well, if you find that your just energy is being taken and you are just done with that, you don't know how to get out of it. I do. Yeah, I'm willing to share, willing to help. Challenge I see is lots of folks, short attention span. How do you get 3 words out of a sentence? God forbid you need time to think, and God forbid that that's a process that takes weeks. But most folks seem to be in it for the short hit, right? If you're not energized by the things you're doing, then why are you doing that? It's not rocket science, just a matter of refocusing. You know what's important. If you don't have what's most important up here, you don't know what's most important, then let's say you're doing financial planning. the advisor is going to have to look and ask, where are you going? What's your goal? What are you trying to do? Well, same with your time. What are you trying to do? I can go on Facebook right now and give you examples of a kid who grew a business from 0 to 4 years later, sold it for millions and millions of dollars. He's 25 years old. I'm sure you can go off on different ideas, but that kid has a vision. He values his time. Someone's pointing that out. So hopefully you see it. Don't let people waste your time. And unless that's your thing, you want them to do it, hey, fine, but be aware they're doing it. And for me, it's not acceptable anymore. So I will coach them on to, hey, use my online calendar, or hey, because I'm not going to email you 45 times back and forth about when are you free. So you've never run a business then, right? You've never had more than what, 1 or 2 people to keep track of? How important is your time? All time matters. Don't let people abuse your time. Stop time abuse. One of the main reasons for me anyway, to remove time assassins is not just because of the theft of my business income right out of my pocket. If time is money and I'm an entrepreneur and I'm in business and that person expects me to email them back and forth 25 times to schedule an appointment when we all know that technology exists, let's schedule a time so that we can discuss every detail of my calendar. And that's just one calendar. And then there's other calendars and they're all, we'll have to go over a bunch of things. So we can do that in an email if you'd like. What I'd like is to press a button, get the result I'm looking for and move forward. I'd like to wake up and see my calendar full, which I do now because people use the online booking link. Be careful. It's sometimes the people who resist following whatever system. Actually, I would almost say in every time, but I believe in giving the benefit of the doubt, unless there's a circumstance outside that person's control. What is the trend? Does the person always come late? Do they always make you work really hard to interact with them? Do they seem to be completely unaware? I get upset. You're stealing my time. I could be gone tomorrow. I could be gone now. Who knows? It's just trying to get a little better each day. And getting better means wasting less time and doing more with it. A good steward. Just like with the money, I'm going to be a good steward with the time. And if I'm going to be a good steward with the time, I've got to figure out how to get tasks that robots should be doing off the plate. Clear the plate with robots so they handle all the 45 emails back and forth. Fine. While those folks are bogged down in the, interactive voice response systems, talking back and forth with bots, the rest of the world's just speeding on by. And while teams of people at organizations, hey, I'm in the insurance business, could be any business. While teams are sitting around having meetings and talking about managing this top-heavy administrative mess with all the drama and egos and all this nonsense that they're unwilling to face, they eventually get around to creating stuff that somebody else left behind because they're on to the next thing. And it's way better. And these folks won't listen because they think they don't. The issue is something else, right? It's egos, dishonesty with themselves. They don't value their time. They're insecure, whatever. I got my own issues. I'm trying to figure out yours. What I do know is this: time is valuable. God's not letting me live another day just to waste it. I'm going to be hanging with the people who show that their time is valuable as well. I do talk too much. I can waste your time at times. But if I'm doing that to you, well, if it's a video, hit stop. Not going to hurt my feelings. If I'm at your house, split. But usually when I'm doing that, it's because my brain's going just as fast and it's collecting and hearing all the stuff and all the problems that you have. I never stop thinking, ever. I'm a power thinker. I enjoy thinking. I enjoy learning. With the pharmacy school, devoured material. Love it. I just love to consume and add knowledge and skills. So much fun. And so it's kind of like a thing for me to do that so other people don't have to. I sit and help people with retirement. Let's use a real life scenarios. 'Cause I've been doing this 20 years. Let me grab a recent kind of picture to tell you what you should be doing with your time. Let's say you are getting ready to retire. I'm trying to think of some made up names. So Jack and Jill Smith getting ready to retire. They are putting money into 401 or retirement accounts. They have a pension that they can take, but they have to decide on that, whether it's, get the survivor benefit and how that works. Of course, you got to figure out Medicare. You're usually not the same exact age sometimes, and maybe one person's working, one person's not. So in this house, we both work. We're also 10 years apart in age, so she'll get there before me. I figure I'm less mature, so if I marry older, things might balance out. Right? Still hasn't panned out yet. Still working on all maturity things. Some of you can coach me on that. Anyway, you got to figure. Jack and Jill have to figure out what to do with healthcare. Their friends are telling them they could get penalized by Medicare if they don't sign up for. They think it's this part or this plan or what have you by this date. They're not sure. Now there's an infinite amount of information available, right? Jack and Jill's friends are seeing TV commercials, talking to their friends. My friends have opinions on things. I have opinions on things. If my friend who I've never seen painting, or maybe they're a house painter, if I haven't seen the evidence or done some sort of investigation, then I don't know my friend's credibility in that area. I don't know what their experience or knowledge is. We all have different experiences, not all voting the same. I like to be curious, investigate, listen to people, and then think for a while. Watch other people respond, see what that's like. It's like I need time and space to think. But because people are busy, they're not thinking about all the things necessary to do before you retire, or maybe during retirement or after that process. So Jack and Jill have to sort out the retirement accounts, figure out if they should start collecting Social Security income or not. And do I do that when I start Medicare? And do I need to start Medicare? My friends, you want to start it right away because you'll get a penalty, but I'm still covered on Jack's coverage. Okay, so I've got this big giant book here, the Medicare and You book, just adding to the confusion. All right. And then, so the Social Security question comes up, and then Jill, it's always like, well, we were thinking we're going to take the Social Security here because, this and that. And all right, you have some reasons. Good. You put some thought into it. Okay. You're on your way, but you've got to sort out, it's a lifetime decision, right? Isn't it? It's Social Security. What is it? It's an income check. Well, where does it come from? The sky? No, it's actually an annuity. Go Google it. Go chat GPT it if you're younger. All the text that exists in the universe is available there. Okay. But it's a lifetime decision. You get your statement at your full retirement age, which is this age, you'll get, I don't know, let's call it 2,000. And then if you wait till 70, it's 2,500. Just like the truck dealer tries to sell you a car is based on the payment. They can get you in the payment. They can back into everything else to make them happy. Are you looking at 500 per what? If I gave you 500 every 3 seconds, would that be better than 500 every 20 years? And how long are you going to collect 500 per, let's call it a month? That's when Social Security comes. 500 a month, you're going to collect it. Well, when are you going to die? Let's get that. That'll make it real easy. I don't know, me neither. It's not up to me. It's up to somebody else. Or it's up to the universe. For those of you who believe in your own truths. Hey, you do you. I'm going to place a different bet. Geez, now my house will probably be broken into. Rocks coming through. Hey, I don't care. I'm up for the battle. I got this shield around called God. Anywho. Social Security is a lifetime decision. Is it not? And if you retire at 65, you know anybody who's 85? You know anybody who's 90? Okay. So let's say what's fair, 15, 20 years, maybe 30. And all of those years are now weekends, essentially, right? Because you don't go to a place and somebody else manages what you're doing with your time all day anymore. Now it's up to you. So what are you going to do? He's going to just, oh, let me just keep doing some boring, mundane routine tasks that really drive me crazy all day because it was so much fun at work. No, you're going to have some fun. And if you have family, you're going to bring them with you. Let's go to Disney. Let's go to wherever. Let's do some stuff, right? Because now every day's a weekend. Do we spend more during the week or on the weekend as Americans? You need your pizza for the game, your chicken wings, and don't forget your prescriptions. Don't forget to call your doctor and tell them what prescriptions you need. Or you could just follow the simple rule that says, if God made it, eat it. If God didn't make it, don't eat it. Do I follow that to a T? No. Do I do the best I can with what I've got? Sure. And if I don't, then I brush it off and keep going. Sometimes I get depressed. Sometimes I get angry. Hey, these are emotions, right? I deal with it. So Jack and Jill trying to retire. They're like, that's easy. All we got to do is kind of like this and that. And then you just start digging in and start asking the tough questions. And Dan Martell the other day reminded me, just by watching his videos on YouTube, that it's really the questions you're asking yourself that reveal what's really going on. If we met for the first time, we need to do some, planning of any kind, Medicare, financial, whatever. It's just going to be a learning session. I go in curiosity because I don't know. I don't know anything. They're going to have all these questions and I don't know yet. I will, but right now I don't. I think it's like this because of blah, blah, but we need to confirm this, that, and the other. And then we'll say yes, and then we'll move on. So if I come into your house with my ADHD and drink a bunch of coffee, it's good and bad. It's good because you don't have the ADHD brain and can't listen to 5 things at the same time and use technology to transcribe it to to-do list. And then understands that you're going to forget all that. You're going to forget all this other important stuff that could bite you in the butt when you're not looking and bring down your whole financial house. Why do you have life insurance? You're going to be dead. Why do you do long-term care? Someone will take care of you. Well, the people who love someone else, then, this stuff matters. So you got to do some planning and know what questions to ask. And you have to have the brain that enjoys digging and digging and digging and digging and won't ever quit and give up. And you have to have the brain and the person and the character that's going to do the right thing, even if they're talking themselves out of income. And you have to have someone who has the guts to stand up to nonsense, even if it's coming from authority. It's just I'm passionate because it's that important. You only have so much time. If people are taking it from you and you're not aware of it or not, it's not conscious because it kind of became the fat wallet and disappeared in your cheek. The pain's not there anymore. You become used to it. Well, I see it as unfair and as me being a poor steward of the blessings that God's been given. If I don't help you at least identify that. I've seen all the responses. Ostrich, head in the sand, right? Cue the graphic. Denial. I deny some things and then I have to teach myself, wait a minute, you're denying things. And why are you doing that? And so there's a process. I get it. Lots of ways of managing it. And I think the worst possible choice is avoidance. Avoidance is a great strategy for emails that are wasting your time or people asking you for questions that you've already answered 3 times just because they're too lazy to go look or they don't care enough or they're miserable at their hourly paying job or hey, that's their problem. Avoidance is great for that. Because it's their problem, not yours. So why are you letting yourself get bogged down in all that nonsense? Stop it. I mean, only if all time matters to you. If you're getting ready to retire soon and your time matters, just like mine, put my brain to work for you. I'm wired for efficiency. Hey, look, if your time matters to you, if you're an agent or broker like me, I can help you with some really stupid, simple things that can eliminate time wasters from your schedule. I'm simply going to show you how I use the tool that I use. And if you want to use it, great. If not, fine too. I just want to put that value out there to the world. If you are retiring soon and you're not sure how to do it, you don't even know what questions to ask, when you need to ask them, I've got all kinds of resources and tools to help you for that. So let me be complicated. Let me do all the ADHD thinking and seek out these time assassins and eliminate them from your calendar so that you can think about the things that are most important to you, like what that money's going to do for you in retirement, grandchildren, the trips to Disney, all that fun stuff. Coming on down to Joppatown Grove Community Garden, putting a shovel in the dirt, the fun stuff. Hey, you'll find me if it's that important to you, just like your time. Thanks for watching. Take care.